One of the points I'm going to make on Rob Ford is that Rob Ford made his celebrityism on crack and homophobia and hate. That's how he got famous on Kimmel.
Don't forget misogyny.
Misogyny too, yeah. That's how he got on Kimmel. And in fact, TMZ sums it up great. They call him the crack mayor. Celebrity crack mayor. Because they summed it up. He's like not even the crack mayor anymore. He's celebrity crack mayor. And we need to be aware of that you can be celebrity. Like you can be fun and silly. And you can do fun and silly things that may ultimately end up on late night TV. I am prepared for that. Yeah, shouldn't have worn that outfit to that parade. Right? But I'm prepared to do that because there's an element of a mayor that has to be silly. But when we focus on Rob Ford himself as this omnibus sort of being of greatness that he isn't, you got to remember that only 30% of people really support him. Deep down, his brand's about 30% base. That's what they're counting on, a 30% base. So I got in a Twitter dispute with people. I'm like, why are we focused on the fact that a guy who represents only 30% of Torontonians, why are we getting so upset? Because when we think about it, 70% of Torontonians are kind, caring people. That they're, you could say hi, but they are. They aren't hateful, spiteful people if 70% of the people are like, I don't like that guy, I'm against that. You just see it, you're like, wow, 70%. That's because most politicians are looking to do one simple thing, which is only get their base out to the polls. So our team's here tonight. You're all in, influence at least 10 people at the polls. Get them out there, get them out to events, get them out doing what we're doing. So that's one of my biggest points, is that we're focused on this small 30% when 70% is very tolerant. We live in this very tolerant city of 70% people that I think are very tolerant. But 30% is a hateful group that we need to keep chipping away at, and we can continue to chip away at. And that's an advantage that we have, and we're seeing. I never thought we would ever go back to 1990s, the middle of the 90s. It really feels this administration wants to drag us back even further, maybe into the 80s of hate.
1880s.
The 1880s of hate. Because I thought, and I thought a lot of people thought this, when Mel Lastman decided to appear at Pride, I was like, I think it's over, right? I think this is, I think the great conservative, like Mel Lastman's at Pride. We took this sort of idea of tolerant society. We didn't realize that 30% would regroup themselves, head to the polls, and elect a hate monger. And that's what they did. So, what did we learn about this? We learned that we always have to be vigilant. We always have to be on guard, even when we're in the celebratory phase. Like, I want us to focus on the 70% and not that 30%, and make sure that when people think of this image of Toronto, that there is only, it only represents a small minority of us. So, that said, one of the things I thought about in our administration was that we would be full of parades. We would attend every parade I ever gotten invited to. Every parade. But we wouldn't just attend every parade we're invited to. We'd be just like, you're invited to the Santa Claus, you're invited to this. I'm like, awesome. Mayors get invited to parades, and they shouldn't be decided on by political decision making. I don't like that group. That group didn't vote for me. I'm not doing that. No, once you're mayor, you do it all. You put the chains of office on, and you do everything you're invited to. I even told my mom this. I'm like, Mom, I intend to do 3 dinners a night. I'm going to do the cocktail, I'm going to do the dinner, and I'm going to do the dessert. My mom's like, you might finally gain some weight. Because I want to. That's the one thing I love about this city, is that there's so many events going on every night of the week. And first and foremost, guys, we're doing those events. But I wanted to go back because I forgot my final point on parades. My administration will be about parades.